What a fantastic few days it's been for Ark Raiders, peaking at over 350,000 concurrent players on Steam and very positive reviews for the game there too, let alone how many players there must be on console. It's been a blast playing the game and exploring the maps, looking for lore clues, and the lore hunters like me have already found quite a few things already. So in this video, I'll take you through some of the early lore findings with a focus on the Acerra Spaceport map, as well as the results of an experiment we performed on some of the androids that can be found on a couple of the maps. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, just know that I'm an Embark Studios partner as part of their content creator program. They don't sponsor this video, but I've tagged this video as a promotion to keep that relationship transparent. As I mentioned in a previous video, I think a great way to start looking at Ark Raiders lore is to act as if we're detectives inspecting an historical crime and piecing together who was involved and what the sequence of events was at the scene. Let's start with an example of that and a related experiment that we conducted. A few whirring androids can be found lying around on the Acerra Spaceport map, and also one in a cellar at the ruined homestead on the Blue Gate map. When you approach them, the light on their face changes from orange to blue, and they start making a series of indecipherable noises. You can kind of hear the occasional partial word or number, but nothing that can really be transcribed. This particular one on the Acerra Spaceport map also potentially tells us a bit of a story. You can see it's been crushed by the edge of this fallen rocket segment, which provides a couple of possibilities. Either the android just happened to be lying here on the floor, semi-defunct, when the rocket fell or was pushed by someone or something out of its cradle, or the android was operational, standing next to the rocket segment and was caught when it fell, crushing it underneath. One thing is for certain, the android existed before the rocket segment fell down, and so we have a relative date for these two things. My buddy DeMeister and I also tried an experiment with a few of the androids by throwing a showstopper grenade at them to see if we could sort of defibrillate them and therefore reset them back into some sort of coherent state. We tried this with two in the spaceport map and the one in the cellar of the ruined homestead on the Blue Gate map, and none of them changed after being shocked. So what did the androids actually do in the past? Well, we don't know for certain, but the fact that we can find quite a lot of them on the spaceport map suggests to me that they somehow assisted with work at the facility. And that may have been because the process of readying the spaceport for the exodus of humans off the planet was very much a rushed job. Now, how do we know that? Well, you can look at the paintwork around the spaceport. Everywhere it appears to have been done super fast and sloppily, with paint slapped onto the walls haphazardly. Perhaps the painting was completed by the androids and was simply considered a good enough job to mark out the various areas. And that segues us neatly to the various companies and what their roles and areas were around the Acerra Spaceport. Probably the most common name you'll see around the launch facility is Jiangsu Romagna. This is also a name that appears associated with graffiti on a billboard in the departures building, which reads Bugatti in Italian or Liars in English. Jiangsu Romagna appears to have been in charge of the rockets, as their logo appears on the massive vehicle assembly buildings that are inaccessible at the northern end of the map. They also had the Jiangsu warehouse on the west side of the map, which seems situated enough distance away from the main buildings that it might have been done for safety reasons. Certainly nearby out there are fuel storage containers, which are almost certainly isolated for the same reasons. In this location and some others, you'll see automated forklifts that also have the Jiangsu Romagna logo on them. The warehouse location has what looks like drill presses and also no gantry cranes on the ceiling. So whatever was being manufactured here probably wasn't super heavy. Perhaps small rocket engines with solid fuel or something like that, which would warrant them being located at a safe distance. All of the Jiangsu areas are painted with the blue color coding. Now, also associated with the industrial side of spaceport operations is Erma Cora, whose name appears on these large metal blocks with an unknown purpose in the container storage building, as well as the building itself. Some containers also appear with their name on the side, which suggests to me that they were a pretty substantial company. Likewise, Supracosta's name is seen on many of the shipping containers and also on the rocket assembly building, indicating that they play a major role in supplying rocket parts. The Exodus, of course, was about transporting people off Earth, and we have two main players associated with this. Avantale, whose red logo is seen around the departures building, which also has distinct red paint to separate that zone of the spaceport from the blue rocket assembly areas. There's also an arrivals building for those returning from space for whatever reason, and this is labelled with the Vigorosa name, so it looks like ownership of departures and arrivals was separated. Then probably overseeing the actual launch of the rockets was Astraventuro, as their branding is seen on the main control towers and the launch tower. Astraventuro is almost certainly one of the main players in the game's lore, with its logo appearing on the Arc Raiders website alongside the Ranzio logo, which we don't really know much about yet. Let's run through some of the more minor companies found around the spaceport. Guardia's logo can be found on most of the security checkpoints, suggesting they're a security firm, and incidentally their logo can be seen on the side of the blue, red and white variant of the Rider outfit. Nexafuel appears on the gas stations, so they're an energy company. Malay Analyze are a bit of a mystery, but they seem to also be associated with medical labs on the Dam Battlegrounds and Buried City maps, so maybe they're a health agency. On the spaceport map, their logo appears alongside the Guardia 1 at a checkpoint, so perhaps they were responsible for medical checks on people heading into space. Sudarante's name appears on the side of many shipping containers, so they might be a shipping company, but the containers themselves appear to have been constructed by a company with this HL logo because it appears on every container. Also, some containers have this 401st kilowatt barcode on them, which is actually an icon that's seen in Embark Studios' other game, The Finals, associated with likely in-game sponsor Evader. However, the Evader name isn't seen anywhere here, so it's not clear if this is potentially a lore link, a Finals Easter egg appearing in Arc Raiders, or simply just a minor graphical asset that's been reused. Okay, well that covers some of the initial lore findings and quite a few of the company names we've seen. There are others too, but I'll leave those until we've done some more investigations on them. If you're keen to get stuck into lore hunting in the game, the official Arc Raiders Discord has a lore channel, and our own Datopia Discord does as well. So you've got plenty of places to discuss the game's narrative. There are links to both below. Thanks for watching this video to the end. A big thank you to the members of my channel for their ongoing support, especially my Black Tier members TJ, Thoronike17, and welcoming Sloan X and Zeke the Freak to the Black Tier this week as well. And of course, to Embark Studios for having me as a partner in their creator program. All are greatly appreciated. Do the usual YouTube business if you want to see more videos from me from now on. Come and join our Datopia Discord if you want to hang out with us. Give a like or comment here as you see fit, and enjoy the rest of your day. Kia kaha. Stay strong.
Everybody knows the world ain't right. Down on your knees, get up and fight.